Hello and welcome back. As always, my name is Leyzar and another day, another teaser. This is teaser number 3 of what initially was thought to be as a dragon here and might still be. Alright, this one is a doozy. Blizzard is really playing with our heads. Aren't they awesome? So here we go, we got HotS getting crashed upon by a very interesting effect, or rather say couple of effects. Initially I saw this one on my mobile phone and I thought instantly Frostfire Bolt. Yesterday I told you guys when it comes to World of Warcraft mages, you have 3 schools of magic. You have Frost, Fire and the Arcane. Now there is one additional thing you should know. You can obtain a spell called Frostfire Bolt through a combination of talents. So initially I thought Frostfire Bolt. However, upon reaching home and zooming in and studying this thing, I was obviously wrong. This is definitely not Frostfire Bolt, which would increase the Mage Fury. I want to now zoom a little bit out and we're gonna get some pauses going. Okay, hold on guys. Okay, first off we're gonna examine the first effect over there. As you can see, it's a ground shock effect, so probably a skill shot on a line or something along those lines. You can see that the image itself doesn't look frosty. It has really nothing to do with frost. That is arcane power, or at least that's how it looks like. It has like a crossbow kind of shape to it coming towards HotS. What does crossbow has to do with anything? I have no bloody clue. Okay, it looks like some kind of a crossbow. We're gonna pause. Okay, and the second effect will come into play. At the bottom of your screen, you will see a completely different effect, which leads me to believe that these are 2 different spells casted from 2 sources, which would support the theory that we're dealing with multiple heroes. Earlier yesterday, the Chinese version of Twitter, which I do believe is called Weibo, posted the sheep thing, okay, the polymorph, and said that it belonged to another hero. It suggested that it belongs to another hero. We were already theorizing that we might be dealing with multiple heroes because the information we got so far doesn't really quite connect one with another. Okay, so it is very possible that we might be dealing with multiple heroes, perhaps an event coming soon. Now again, the first effect you see, it's a ground effect. It's traveling on the ground, sort of like a shockwave of arcane energy. This second effect is hovering overhead. Okay, it's hovering, right? It's not on the ground, it's not a shockwave, and it has a clearly distinct form to it. Again, these 2 have nothing in common. Now the shape itself, everybody was quick to point chicken or turkey, and at the end of the day maybe it is a chicken or a turkey, but I seriously don't think no. Now if you look closely, these are horns. Okay, you see this form right here, it goes down, twists backwards and comes back. Think ram's head. Okay, think ram's head. Also can be obviously dragon horns as well, but that to me wasn't the most telling part. Hold on, look at the trail of the second effect. Let's call it the ram's head. You see these are sands. This is a clear sand effect, and if you keep on going, you see the explosion here again of the second effect. All the sand, okay, and sand debris and so on and so forth. Now probably I don't need to tell you guys that if these are sands, okay, if this is a sand effect, this would point to the sands of time, the bronze dragonflight, and therefore Chromie. So from my point of view, Chromie is still on the table. The Russian website may have accidentally goofed. Okay, so there you go. From my point of view, this keeps Chromie on the table. Now, when it comes to the second effect, again, this is Arcane Energy, which would keep something like Malygos or Kalecgos on the table. But again, I think we're dealing with 2 different spells here, and it's very possible that we're dealing with 2 different heroes. Now, when it comes to mages and a second hero, there are a couple of theories. Well, favorites, no real theories. You have Medivh, Khadgar, and Rhonin, of course, buddies with the dragons. Theoretically, all of them are kind of more or less buddies with the dragons to some degree. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have no clue anymore, but in considering that nothing really fits all that well together, I mean, everything we got until now, if you put it all together, it doesn't really quite fit that well, except that bolt, okay, the top bolt, the arcane bolt with the polymorph, okay, that would fit. Arcane with arcane, okay, that fits. So it is possible we're dealing with multiple heroes, very possible, and other names have suggested Millhouse Mana Storm. I hope to God that's not true, but it is a possibility, okay, Millhouse Mana Storm. And I do believe that's about it. So again, we got the information from Weibo, the Chinese version of Twitter, that the sheep would belong to another hero, and the clairvoyance flying overhead is totally different. And now we have this. From my point of view, these are two different spells cast from two different sources. So again, very possible we are dealing with two heroes. The first one would be the Ram's Head would theoretically, let's say it belongs to Chromie. Chromie's a dragon, matches with the clairvoyance, kinda. The second one, the Arcane Ground Bolt, would match with Polymorph. So it is very possible we're dealing with two very different heroes here. When it comes to conspiracy theories, are there any more conspiracy theories? Well, that's about it. Nothing about this image really says Ysera to me. Okay, there's nothing Ysera-ish about this. If anything, the yellow effect, that's clearly about the bronze dragonflight and all whatnot, and the other one's arcane. That's the only conclusions we can draw from this one. So from my point of view on the table, there's still an arcane mage, whether it be a dragon or not. Again, we can have Khadgar, Medivh, Rhonin, or if we're talking dragon mages, we're talking Malygos, Kalecgos, and so on and so forth. And the other one would belong to Chromie, and maybe she's the dragon, and the other one is a full-blown mage, either gnome or human or whatever. Okay, I don't know anymore, guys. Blizzard was very careful about this one. With the Haka, they were kind of obvious. Most people pointed to the Haka from the first teaser, but they are making it hard for us with this one. At this point, I am going to say we're dealing with multiple heroes, okay, considering all the information, and I do still believe that Chromie is on the table. The second option from my point of view is up in the air. The arcane mage part can be a dragon, can be human, can be gnome, plenty of arcane mages. That's gonna do it for now. I'm looking forward to reading your comments, because I read through Twitter, through Facebook, through Reddit, Heroes Nexus, Heroes Fires, all sorts of community sites. Nobody really has one solid theory to say, okay, this is how I'm gonna prove that. That's gonna do it for now. As always, my name has been Leyzar. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and I'll see you guys again soon.